It was a cold Friday evening at Rusty Jack's bar, the kind of place where truckers, bikers, and locals gathered after long, hard days. The smell of gasoline and whiskey hung thick in the air, and country music played low from an old jukebox in the corner. Behind the counter, a young waitress named Maya moved quietly, serving drinks with a soft smile that hid her exhaustion. She was small, shy, and always kept to herself. Her faded blue uniform hung a little loose, and her sleeves were always rolled down, no matter how hot it got inside. Most customers liked her. She was polite, fast, and never complained, but tonight, things were about to change forever. Around p.m., the door creaked open, and a group of bikers walked in, 6 of them, big men with leather jackets and roaring laughter that drowned out the music. They were from a local motorcycle club called the Iron Wolves, known for being loud and a little too wild after a few drinks. At their head was Rex, a tall, muscular man with a scar running down his cheek. He was the kind of guy people moved out of the way for. Tough, intimidating, and unpredictable. "Hey, sweetheart," Rex said, slamming his gloves on the counter. "2 pitchers of beer, and keep them coming." Maya nodded politely, avoiding his gaze. "Coming right up, sir." But Rex wasn't one to be ignored. He leaned forward, smirking. "Sir, you can call me Rex. Don't need all that polite nonsense." Maya just smiled faintly and walked away. As the night went on, the bikers grew louder, laughter, shouting, the clinking of bottles. They told stories, made jokes, and as the drinks kept flowing, Rex's attention kept returning to Maya. At one point, Maya tripped slightly as she carried a tray past Rex's table. A few glasses clattered and one beer spilled on his arm. The bar went silent for a moment. Rex stood up slowly, towering over her. "You spilled my drink," he growled. "I'm sorry," Maya stammered. "It was an accident." Rex's lip curled. "You think sorry's enough?" Before anyone could react, he reached forward and grabbed her shirt, pulling at the fabric as if to scare her, but the cheap cotton ripped under his grip, the sound slicing through the silence like a knife. The room froze. Maya gasped, clutching the torn fabric to her chest. But what Rex and everyone else saw next made the entire bar go still. Underneath her ripped shirt, there was a long, fresh scar across her shoulder, jagged, dark, and unmistakably recent. But just below was something else, a faint tattoo that read, "For Dad, you saved me." Rex's expression shifted. His mouth fell open. The entire bar watched as Maya's trembling hands tried to cover herself, tears pooling in her eyes. Rex stepped back, the anger in his eyes replaced by confusion and something else. Pain. What happened to you?" he asked softly, voice no longer cruel. Maya didn't answer. She turned, trying to run toward the back door, but her boss, old Jack, stopped her gently. "It's all right, kid," he murmured. "You don't have to hide anymore." Rex looked down, ashamed, then took a shaky breath. "That tattoo, why'd you get that?" Maya turned slowly as read. "Because my father was killed by bikers," she said, voice cracking. "He was a firefighter. He was saving people from a burning gas station the same night your club had a race nearby. One of your bikes crashed into the pump." The bar went dead silent. Even the jukebox stopped mid-song. Rex's face drained of color. "I was there," Aya continued, shaking. "He pushed me out of the way before the explosion. He saved me, and I never got to tell him goodbye." Rex's knees went weak. He remembered that night, the explosion, the fire, the screams. He'd been younger, reckless, trying to impress his gang. One of his crew had crashed, setting off the chain reactions. He whispered, "Your dad, that firefighter, he pulled me out of the flames. I never even knew his name." Maya's lips trembled. "His name was David Parker." Rex's eyes filled with tears. I owe him my life." He looked around the room, his tough guy mask completely gone. "Everybody, listen up," he said hoarsely. "This girl's father saved me when I didn't deserve it. And I just hurt his daughter." He took off his jacket, the Iron Wolves patch catching the light, and laid it gently on the counter. "I don't deserve this cut," he said. "Not after what I just did." The bar was silent. Then old Jack spoke up, his voice calm but firm. "You want to make it right, son? Start by helping her, not by talking." Rex nodded slowly. I will. He pulled out his wallet, dropped a thick stack of cash on the counter. For the damages, he said, but Maya shook her head. I don't want your money, she said quietly. Just don't be like the men who killed my dad. Her words hit him like a bullet. Rex nodded, swallowing hard. You have my word. Then, without another word, he turns.